Singing the Last Song is a collection of poems written by Alfred Vassallo. Freddie, as he is known, is not shy of his pessimism, and in his poems, negative emotions are his main subjects. Even when he writes about beautifuls, there is always a line which nearly destroys the beauty of the other words.
Singing the last song. It's not fun anymore feeling the pain. Would I want to go on or should I stay? It's not amusing anymore feeling the strain, yet my heart wants to remain for another day. I want to sing the last song with all my might, perhaps I will give up my struggling life. Would I want to go or should I stay? The excitement I had once had vanished, left undetectable, allowing me to stray. My heart with torment was replenished. I want to sing the last song for all time's sake, for there is no time to fix, only to break. The love I have for her kept me going strong, for many, many years living within me. Through the good and the bad times I scraped along, always in my heart being a persuasive devotee. I want to sing last song for the Almighty God, to remind myself how that He's only a fraud.
Paradise lost. Feeling trapped, with frustrated obedience, brainwashed are the minds, by hypnotist zealots. I have seen women, I've felt their souls over and over again, somewhere, a place where they did not belong, kneeling down, bowing, blindly worshipping their God, a God who can be false to me, and genuine for them. Imagine, just image worshipping a God who was nailed to the cross, or another prophet of the desert. These gods, more likely jailers, barring up his brides in convents, secluding them into a world of humility. Are these meager souls enjoying themselves? The little poor deceitful virgins, masturbating in the dark cells, while feeling regretful, and punishes their acts by flogging themselves, till their bodies bleed blood, becoming captive virgins, in the hands of these impotent gods.
Stop. In Haven. The actions are horrible and inhumane. Citizens in turmoil, as the war rages on. Stop. There are no winners, only losers. The body count is horrendous, many left crippled and others homeless. In the name of God. In the name of Allah. Stop. How many more children are wasted before common sense is realized? Stop, I say, stop the wars now. Conflict lingering. Soldiers walking to their deaths. For the sake of gods.
Listen to the heart. I shall talk to you sensibly through my heart. Listen carefully to the words before I depart. If you can hear my anxious heart's voice, reply quickly, cause you've no other choice. A heart that speaks is a heart fulfilled, every word is clear, every word's distilled, for the heart that beats out true words, love is splashed throughout, truth it records. Every beat from a loving heart is sublime. Open your ears and listen to it for a long time. It speaks your name through and through, because the owner of this heart is you. If you can hear the heart's voice, be accomplished, fulfilled and rejoice.
How pleasing it is. A mind full of words, darkness gains light from creative tales. Delightful I feel, composing stanzas up and down to metric scales. True is the heart, while emotions are expressed without hesitation. What a morbid thought to write about ailments and deaths, as tears gush out from the eyes without damnation. Splendor and strategy employs my words, not to wonder if they are liked or not. It is lovely in their distastefulness and controversy, even though they are not planned in thought. A mind full of words. Horrible it is when I write about beautiful things, when I praise nature, I am dumbfounded. How crude to praise the Lord when I am not a believer, disputing religions from which I am surrounded. I feel awful that I had started works years ago, scrawling free verse, haiku, clerishu and quatrain. How could I have thought that my works will entertain? How disappointing it is that I am a writer. How grateful could I be to scribble in shame? How beautiful it is that I am not a hypocrite. How true I feel as I succeeded in my own name. A mind full of words, a heart filled with emotions, a book crammed with poems, of a life I live in tribulations.
Honesty is not my name. My love is clearly kind, but I had suffered far too long. Honesty is not my name, and why more I am right not wrong. False rumors I heard from a sly fox, pretending to be a dog. It once again growled, showed its teeth in dialogue. Honesty is not my name anymore, deceptive more likely. My heart saved me, cleansed the rumors brightly. Only few admits about they being alcoholics, I am one, it is true. Few concede of unfaithfulness to their partners, with regret I do. Honesty is not my name anymore, I am right and not wrong. I am Sikh when sober, uninhibited when consuming alcohol along. My honesty faded away, that's what so many people think. They like me to jump into deep mud and fucking sink. Honesty is not my name anymore, I am right and not wrong. With all of my faults and all my vices I had to prolong. I said at one time I don't dislike anyone here and there. I meant it, and mean it, I wasn't dishonest and I add here. Individuals differ in opinions and have quarrels at time. One thing they should do is to read between the lines. Honesty is not my name anymore, I am right and not wrong. I know I shall be thrashed and thrashed again, but in life I belong.
Fear of shadows. I walked while listening to the church bells. It was midnight of December 25th. In the distance I saw flickering lights, the obscure shadows appearing forthwith. I distracted my mind from the fearing, though my heart was thumping rapidly. With shadows of evil I was surrounded, hoping the lights were switched off quickly. Shadows of doubts were approaching, long shadows, fat shadows, and menacing shadows, all in front of me, behind me, beside me, wishing the shadows of light stopped the echoes.
Conversation with Cassandra. You cannot do this to me. Why remained where you are and leaving me here? You have been in my thoughts a long time. Feeling you within. Ignored by you. Cruelly so. What do you want me to do? Spend the rest of my life waiting for you. Go to the park and feed the pigeons. Do you call that living? You know I don't have anyone. Not anymore, anyway. Yet. You do not understand the need for you. My daughters, they don't need me anymore. My wife is much better on her own. Others I knew all gone. You have taken them. But not me. Am I not good enough for your collection? Am I not fully wasted and done with? Note. The Cassandra metaphor, variously labeled as the Cassandra syndrome complex, phenomenon, predicament, dilemma or curse, occurs when a valid warning or concern are dismissed or disabled. Cassandra is also another title for death.
flabbergasted. The sun and the moon a perfect couple, observing them I get spry and supple. The beauty of earth shines on me, the glory of the skies overwhelm me, the mountains, hills and valleys extol me, trees and flowers I'm their devotee. Head high and full of praise, to nature a glass of wine I raise. The stars and planets astound me, the birds and the bees airborne be, insects and butterflies soar from tree to tree, speechless I see earth's destiny free. My brother, sister, mother and my child, father and I with gentle thoughts reconciled.
Children of the night. The night is horrendous, blustering winds seducing me, listen, the howling of the sad wolves, children of the night are free. The smell of lilacs, overwhelming my faculties, for their scent is great, I'm worried about my securities. The cries from the forest nearby, they pierce my heart sublimely, for them my soul I forsake, like them I howl. In pitch black room I rest, I must forbear my pressing guilt, for I am surrounded by unreal forces, succumb to the wickedness of filth. Am I actually alive? Very enchanting, yet so sad. I shall rejoice in their macabre dancing, singing hysterically, for I am lifeless, but not dead.
Don't call them whores. Short tight skirts. Infirm mini coats. Long plastic boots. With stiletto heels. Incoming. Outgoing. The prices go up. On occasion a promotion. Fuck me once and get another free. Don't call them whores. They are more sophisticated than that. Be polite and diplomatic. Call them prostitutes. Or even better, escorts. It is the longest employment in existence. From the time of Jesus Christ. Maybe even before. They pay no taxes. Or national insurance.
An obvious marriage. Do we know when our marriage has become stale? The greatest tragedy of life is not that a person perishes, but that person cease to love. We all live for a time, some of us in the practice of having more than one wife or husband at the same time. Polygamy must be taken as fact, unquestionable. It exists in some countries. Can it be regulated though? In a partner we desire what is found in prostitutes, with their features of gratifying desire. Actions we don't do with our partners we dream of having it with whores. Persons of reason have endured, but persons of passion have lived. Life without sex might be safer, but it would be unbearably dull. It is the sex impulse which makes humans so beautiful. Marriage breeds contempt, besides children. In many cases once a person is married, that person is absolutely doomed. The urge for revenge indubitable a fact of marital life.
Falling angels. He is the angel of destruction, so far away yet so very near, homing around with words that irritate, words of truth, words that hurt. She is the angel of destruction, not only because she doesn't favor God, but because she loves hypocrisy, insincerity and pretense. Hating the truth, the truth that hurts. We are the angels of destruction, very ordinary and true, with a carefree heart and mind, inscribing actual and fertile deeds, deeds of truth and deeds that hurt, angels not of God we are.
Normality. What is it like to be normal? What is the typical way that one should behave? Are there similar features to the feelings at the moment of depression? To become dependent on drink or drugs, enjoying the full ecstasy that exists in the blood, will it enhance our natural dislike to each other? Is it not in our human nature to be so arrogant, bullish and hateful? The ordinary way we live is something to be debated about. Are we as right as we think at the moment? The question is quite difficult. Are we in control of ourselves? Regular behavior in a problematic way is to use alcohol, drugs and persist to go. Do we have to constantly live in the past which must be forgotten? The past is something we can do nothing about, but it keeps creeping inside us like a parasite, but realizing the more we give in to our evil mind there is no hope, as the only way ahead is oblivion. To conquer this awful demon, representing our way of life today is only our sole answer.
Desired love. I stand here with desire on my mind. For a solution obtained solace find. In haste the heart answered the call. It mingled with emotions big and small. Life is illustrious and debonair. Adoring the partner with grace and care. A steamy passion fitted like a glove. Loving making as pure as a dove. I stand here in a beautiful state. In faithful partnership with my soulmate. Autumn at its best. Beautiful leaves covering the muddy ground. As the trees display the glory of colors. A typical thunderstorm from far away its sound. Pomegranates ripened given its fruit sweet flavors. Autumn in full swing as winter it endeavors. A brisk walk in the cool autumn morning. Facing the chill wind from the north. Observing the beauty of nature's day's dawning. Step by step I walk and to work I head forth. While wind changes quickly coming from the south.
Days of torment. When attended school long time ago, I was without frame of mind and ego. Those days I was very small and fatter, tormented by bullies cause I had a stutter. Teased because Romeo was my father's name. Juliet was not mum yet she took the blame, tormented because I called her my mummy. I was also very late sleeping without a dummy. As a child of 10 I became an altar boy, a soft gollywog was my favorite toy, I carried him with all the time, they tore it to pieces it was a crime. Now I am over 60 and still tormented, for my sex life is no longer supplemented.
Destiny or choices. Dominion of life by fate controlled, events that cannot be bought or sold. So yesterday I was born to live, laugh and cry, till today I've survived, tomorrow I might die. I'm want to learn how to cope with life's meaning, not to distress myself by destiny and stop dreaming. Yesterday is another country, today is for the living. On one hand, destiny is controlled by occasions, risks cannot control fate, it is sealed without options. Choose left or choose right, worth taking the chance. Having got alternative plans, I can dictate romance. One's philosophy is best expressed in choices. It is a matter of perspective not shown by voices. Conclusive decisions need to be taken carefully. Even the gates of heaven and hell are opened judiciously. Significant choices can never be taken prematurely.
Unconsecrated rubicund sun. Behold the sun. Who is the wonder of wonders? The mistress of the horn. The healer of the repelled soul. The crimson sun will enter the darkness. Hand in hand I walk with my new chancellors. Unconsecrated. While the spirits from heretical sites expose themselves with pride, exploding into a blazing fire for the demonic mistress. The scarlet sun. The burning effigies representing my blazing rubicund body shall strike into the heart of the pious, and shall burn forever in all corners. For that which is written, I shall rejoice. The strong winds will carry Satan's voice. I will cry it out loudly. I have listened to the inadequate cries, gazing deeply into my mistress' eyes.
Knock knock on heaven's door. Been sent to heaven unexpectedly, nobody was welcoming at the door. Knock, knock, anybody there? It's me and can't wait anymore. Heaven's door was bolted from the inside, kept knocking but nobody opened the door. I wondered if I was called by clerical error. I stamped my feet hard on the floor. Hell's door was not very far away. I could hear the music and merriment. I got the notion to accompany the souls. It was a quick decision of sentiment. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, wondering if there was something special in store.
Painful love I have. It doesn't hurt inside me anymore, knowing how awful I was without humility. It doesn't pain me to cry my eyes out. For my body and soul I have no sympathy. I was on my own, born to be dead, like a lamb ready for the slaughter. How could I not have believed, when from truth I was getting further? How many times should I have fallen for evil, realizing the promises were lies and adverse? Were the pledges of love and respect? Why did I bother when all I got was perverse? Many desires remained unblemished, with many punishments I was punished.
Dread, belief and desire. Dread, belief and desire. In vain the heart demands. Weary it is with pain. False emotions commands. Far and wide dread is. It is not advisable to share. Near and far fear becomes. It leaves no love to spare. To seek belief that had been lost. The heedless heart whining. With sadness it's deeply broken. While love in darkness confining. My yearnings remain unblemished. With actions true and gentle. Disappointments can be endured. As victory becomes monumental. Dread, belief and desire. Attaching heavy to the heart. Nothing breaks the triumvirate union. Thus truthful love falls apart.
Pondering in siesta. A brisk walk early in the morning, facing the chill wind from the north, in pleasantness and in health, step by step heading forth. Squatting under a tree for a welcome rest, as the chill wind from the north calmed down, the laughing sun was hot and uncomfortable. I had to behave irrationally and frown. At home having a chicken broth for lunch, Hungrier than usual, the fresh air did wonders. Having a silent siesta, quietly, to rest in time, for the thoughts hold still and the mind ponders.
Mixed liquors and promises. Mixed liquors and promises, getting drunk and be unhappy, fixing errors with compromises. On the morn you won't feel sappy, instead in a bucket vomiting, with broken promises feeling crappy. The liquor makes the tongue foolishly talking, in vino veritas, comes jumping out, a promised love ending in crying. Drink and be merry, do not open the mouth, warning. Say nothing, our one ends up in doubt.
No voice is heard, all rights ignored. From the sky it is raining bombs everywhere. Building destroyed, casualties accumulate. Families on the run towards the borders. For love is murdered by the increasing hate. No voice is heard, all rights ignored. Acting first priority, peace talks flawed. As years gone by and atrocious acts well hidden. Abusers of children young and old now revealed. Brave victims coming out of their unsecured cupboards. The truth of severe scandalous exploitation unconcealed. No voices here, all rights ignored. How many more offenders still unexplored?
Never be, always seem, sometimes do. Never love nor respect, the tone of a hypocrite. The jealousy of the heart, the play acting wide apart, cowardly feelings contrite, dissembling love words depart. Always seem to believe, what's hiding the true disposition of the mind, displaying false appearances of virtue, always fabricating lies in what is true. The honesty within is in effect blind, while self-deception is a revenue. Hypocrisy is a destruction form of evil, sometimes penetrated by malevolent, not knowing what malicious meant, culminating in conflict and upheaval, wondering if one can truly repent. Never be, always seem, sometimes do, three phrases looking for a breakthrough.
Dinner for two. The dining table prepared, my lady deserves nothing less, including a heart-shaped double bed. A beguiling menu to impress, the old castle opened for the occasion, darkness into light the candles submit, cobwebs and dust in place a Halloween invasion, the passionate flickering torch of sensuality lit. The oval table stood alone in a spirited room, my well-dressed lady and I with comfort we sat, her costume an evil witch including the broom. I as Jack the Ripper with a bowler hat. The dinner commenced as the butler approached, serving delicious oyster for first course, with leeks and caviar they were poached, an aphrodisiac constituent in force. Beef Wellington an impressive centerpiece, with black earthly truffles fried in butter, an erotic main course for romance to increase. While I, an undoubted vigorous sex hunter, figs, apricots and avocados for dessert, they're so provocative the lady has to succumb, eaten accompanied with dessert wine to assert, oysters, truffles and fruit makes for a lascivious sum. With one swift swipe I cleared the table, making love instantly as we were ready and able.
Getting lost. The haunted mansion. The sound of thunder clashing. The ghost lost its way. Heist. Train rattled at speed. The greatest robbery planned. Money vault emptied. On the beach. Eating an ice cream. The sting felt on the body. A big wasp buzzing. Emergency unit. Monitor bleeping. The heart beating rapidly. Cardiac arrest. Tintinnabulum. The gales blowing strong. Wind chimes dancing furiously. An air orchestra. Flittermouse. Steady tones sounding. Draft ventilation hissing. Colony of bats. Crime alert. Muffled screaming. The night humbled without moon. Time for a killing.
Standing firm. When obscurity enters this body, my soul is ready for its defense, that the only truth will be protected. I will not afraid from any offense. If the darkness will occupy the body, the soul will tumble and fall from grace, the evil should rise up from hell, I will meet Satan face to face. I won't cry with this catastrophe, I will not shed a desolated tear, instead I shall adapt to the future, downright assured without fear. Whenever again I'll be in deep trouble, I'll have wisdom to smooth things my way, I'll manipulate and fix the discretions, forcing my enemy to walk away. I'll be glad when my demise is assured, I can do what always I wanted to achieve, be alone in my anonymity and in peace, no one to bother me except what I believe.
School is in. Door knocking. No one inside. Gone out. Shopping. Down in town. School uniforms. Geometry set. Atlas. Starting school. Uniformed child. In class. Past exams.
Revenue of grief. Flowers bloom to the fullest. Garden of colors and aroma. Fresh turf covering at full stretch. A pleasant place for my mama. A heart that lacks blooming, like mine. Colors shall fade and perfumes evaporated. Like dried and wasted grass, that's how I feel. Mama's death came and it wasn't anticipated. Clear sky overpowered by the blazing sun. No clouds to dampen the beautiful day. A flock of birds happily racing each other. Children enjoying a recreational play. The blazing sun hurting my tired head. Wishing for some rain clouds to appear. Like the birds in a cage, I feel frustrated. My recreational time fills me with dark fear. The calming sea welcoming swimmers. Speedboats abusing its power of speed. Surfers annoyed at the lack of waves. Topless sunbathers are carefree indeed. In life, I swim in an ocean of sorrows. Like boats in a storm I roll out of control. Annoying is the lack of love in my heart. A body without substance and without the soul.
Listen to the warm. In darkness the fire glimmered, as the crackle of the burning coal sounded, made me listen to the warm air surrounding me, no light needed, the blackout filled with vibrant fervor, as my heart found peace. Time passed, the darkness remained, the fire's out, the coal disintegrated. The cold air slipped through, I could not listen to the warm anymore, my heart became anxious. Morning, optimistic feeling. Darkness changed to light, the sun rays filled the small cozy room, no fire needed, I could see nothing, there are no windows, no doors in sight, yet the sun and its light brightened this chasm, filling once again my heart with emotions, as the slight warmth gathered, made me listen to it and wonder.
Like a caged lion, tremors within I sense with apprehension, throbbing passing through the veins, quavering that is shown on their lips, overpowering life tugged by strong reins. Shaking all over with rapid tremulous quiver, these vibrations conflicting with the brains, it's not surprising that the body is unsteady, heading towards the end of what remains. Can I cope with these shudders, compromising, surrendering without restraints, to God, to Satan, to a compassionate bidder, with a pledge to be subjugated without pains?
Leaders. Coercing made to look like an antidote, when simply it is a therapy for the weak. Governments affirmed condemning evil, yet evil talks clearly when they speak. All punishments are full of wickedness. Some courts punishes without practice. Judges and magistrates reprimands. This is not evil but cure for justice. Triumph is completed as leaders control. Nothing is assured, mankind corrupted. Words and deeds polluting our children. They become tedious, growing up disrupted.
Jazz that graves. Jazz music, an original tradition, filled with great emotions. It follows also the controversial question of racial connections. With rhythms that has a counter-metric structure, reflecting on African speech patterns infrastructure. Jazz belongs to the West African slaves, with swing music which once is listened at graves. African-based rhythmic patterns such as the triso, the habanera rhythm, not forgetting the cinquillo. Can we not mention Bessie Smith, Clifford Brown and Duke Ellington? With many other composers in the likes of Lamb and Turnip. Louis Armstrong, the master of the trumpet, Satchmo, a great playmaker of the cornet. All collective improvisation to magnificent solo performance, many skilled at scat singing and improvised with full intents.
Like a caged bird. The soul without pains, as a caged bird, feels freedom, without belts, without whips, without chains. Will I ever be free? Yet I hardly felt like a slave. Liberty is mine to relish until death, suitably cased warmly in my grave. Forlorn, I am, broken of course, without cause, without nothing, without hope, to mourn.
If I was rich, since I have got loads and loads of money, I have decided to live at the bottom of the sea, where the light is diminished and darkness reigns. Captain and lord of the ocean, completely free, to live in luxury beneath the waves, traveling around the world without being seen. A solitude life for comfort and silence, playing the piano, a trumpet or a tambourine. I will write my poems about the world of water, just for me to express my solemn reflections, to endure the void and to live in harmony, trying to exist in a habitat of perfection. No one to bother me or make me angry, no one to love or another to hate, no one to argue or to fight with, no one to contaminate or desecrate. If I were a rich man, I shall execute pain.
To love, cherish and batter. He solemnly swears, in sickness and in health. He pledges to her, love and wealth. Promises were broken in shattered love, jealousy that outweighs reason, doubts, corruptness, and failures, minutes in tatters and outdone. She wears sunglasses sometimes, not to protect her eyes from the sun, long sleeves to cover her arms, a punch if she looks at anyone. He loves her dearly, he owns her or so he thinks, mistrusts every step she takes, his mouth speaks his words that stink. For sickness and in health they pledged with rings, he shows his hate when her neck he wrings.
Tears for ignorance. Every sun I watch shall be brighter, every smiling face I see and I proclaim, every moon I rest under shall comfort me, every saddened face I perceive and I acclaim. Praise for the disputed rights not heard, praise for the mercies not having accepted, praise for the hearts which love and forgive, praise for the grateful they show respect. Not from sorrow can love be achieved, not from turning away as conflict approaches, not hiding when under a shadow of suspicion, not running away from accusations reproaches. Till the cold weather calms down and be warm, till the heart rejoice with freedom shown at all, till the mind compute data of compassion, till you and I accept love however big or small.
Why the repentance? Had I took a different road, would it have changed my fate? Yet I had to stand tall and take the flak, recovering from past consequences, evaluating the rights and wrongs, perhaps mostly bad doings, embraced by evil thoughts, not understanding while under the influence of alcohol, to feel guilty and admit it. A marriage of 30 years and more. Cheating and manipulating the vow. Enacting a happy life which does not exist.
For my host stole my heart. I think God has something to say to me. Satan invited me and I accepted. I kept myself amused, barely thinking of him. For my host stole my heart, that's when my goodness had flown. The tempting one is always by my side. Because of this from evil I cannot hide, sometimes I cry alone in the inside. I tried to go back to him, I was lured constantly and helplessly, for my host stole my heart, that's when my goodness had flown. All I need was loving care, a helping hand. I tried very hard to no avail. Satan's power is strong, with him I have to agree and go along, for my host stole my heart, that's when my goodness had flown. I think God has something to say to me. Satan invited me and I accepted. How can I escape and find merriment? With God I need to be face to face, for I was a blind fool and I am lost. For my host stole my heart, that's when my goodness had flown.
Promiscuous. She is discriminate in choice, having casual sex is her way, different partners come and go, she doesn't meet them halfway. She has only one thing on her mind, to suck, to hand and be penetrated. She's the type that goes for anything, not having her way gets frustrated. A wife who drinks and has her ways, this action is her way of self-gratifying. Her knickers often down then up. She always at the end of receiving. What will a husband do with such a wife? Beating her with a heavy crutch, or stick by her and enjoys the trip? With this woman who fucks too much.
The keys of life. I have the keys to life's door, where happiness abide. Yet I cannot open it. I have the breath of life's lung, but I cannot inhale. My life is stagnated. I am betrayed. Deceived by the same illusion surrounding me. All my great hopes are dashed. I don't know why I grieve for life, when I don't even want another one to live. If this is the way I was born, if this is the way why I'm here, if this is all I deserve, I shall not weep and neither to leave. I want to be greeted by welcoming lips, to be seen by fiery eyes, to be spoken by an illustrious tongue, to be held by strong and healthy arms, to be overpowered by flawless love there is. I don't know why I bemoan my life, if I don't deserve another, if I was born afflicted, if I am here to suffer, if I warrant it all, then I shall not cry and neither to go. If I had a new pair of keys to life's door, I am sure they will be lost or stolen. I shall be locked outside, without warmth which I need so much. Symphony of emotions. The people of nations I peruse. At sunrise, at sundown, slightly unwise, I kiss the moon, as I live life, noticing around me envy of a husband and wife. I hug the sun, as love is far away. Hopefully, hate becomes a stray. The downfall of rain sucks my heart, while I enjoy it and have fun, while the wars continue, ignoring the midnight sun. The music deafen my ears, with passion I shag, while playing a guitar, a virgin or a hag. Warmly the night belongs to me, a song I sing, tuneless and mundane, hoping early comes spring. Among the beautiful flowers, I rest my body, sniffing the rose that never wither, whilst I read books so bawdy. Flowers are joy to my home, it amuses my garden. I say and think what I feel, I don't need a pardon. The strength of words is obvious, as are the red and yellow flowers, the oranges and apples. The words I give them powers. I listen to the baby who's crying in vain. The milk bottle is far to reach. There are two ways of life, one harmonious, the other in breach. The day becomes cloudy. Listen to the girl raped, the virgin flower corrupted, with a cell phone was taped. Looking from the other side, I cannot go to sleep. Tomorrow the sun will rise again. The predicament is too deep. Blue, brown and green eyes, watching every move I make. The snake poisons my heart. Was the devil to awake? I am tired and I'm going to bed, hoping I fall into unconsciousness, where I can manipulate my nightmares, to find an easy way to nothingness.
She walks over my grave. My love walks over my grave. She weeps for me. My darling is distraught. She is not completely free. My love walks over my grave. She remembers me well. She cries for my soul, wondering if it went to heaven or hell. My love walks over my grave, recollecting the loving times, the closeness we had to each other. She also weeps for my crimes. My love walks over my grave, not feeling guilty but brave. She is a strong woman, her heart became my slave. My love walks over my grave, memorizing the times of passion, recollecting how I gave her respect, and how I kept her in fashion. My love walks over my grave, I can feel her presence. She sobs because she remembers how I respected her adolescence. My love doesn't walk over my grave anymore. She is lying with me in this gloomy tomb. All the good and bad times are gone. This is the beginning and our love we resume.
3 wishes. In an antique shop I bought an old lamp. This particular evening I had nothing to do. That's when I decided to give it a good clean. As I was rubbing it, a genie from it flew out. This creature with huge ears thanked me. For releasing him he granted me 3 wishes. Any wish I wanted it would come through, except for violence or anything malicious. I thought very hard about it and came to a decision. End to wars and peace to the world I will choose. Secondly, I yearned for the abolishment of hunger. Lastly, to protect children from pedophilia abuse.
Singing the last song was written by Alfred Vassallo and read by Hazel, Brian and Amy.